tank, because technically the way that he builds himself can hybrid both. He can go into one or the other, but he doesn't scale to basically infinity like a Uranus if we're thinking of tanks, or if we're thinking for just like hard damage, Benedetta, and arguably even people like Paquito can actually go into that direction, but just get way more benefits because of his ratios. If you look at the bans, right, we can see where the mindset of teams are going to be. Team SMG, they're getting rid of Leslie, right? Making sure that Claude, you take away some of Claude's bad matchups and alleviate some pressures for people like the tanks who don't have to worry about, man, no matter what I build, I'm just going to get shredded because of true damage.
Yeah, and on top of it all, they are playing a composition, most likely looking for an ambush kind of composition. So having the ultimate from Leslie kind of this takes away the element of surprise away from SMG. So I guess they're looking for this angle where they want to play this pick-off composition, where I think we kind of discussed this behind the scenes as well, where the meta, is it a tank jungle meta, or is it still going to be leaning on that assassin meta? Because as of yet, Team SMG, they've not shown their jungler. Likewise can be said for Todak, or is this going to be a Paquito jungle?
I think Team SMG are probably either looking for like a 1-3-1 composition or a 4-1 composition, right? Because whoever the EXP laner is going to be has to have some form of wave clear. They could go and pivot into a full dive composition, and I think it's possible, but it's a little strange to see that from Team SMG. But then again, things could have changed, right? We look back at Todak, they're focusing their bans specifically on towards Stormy's side. Keep in mind, Yve has been quote-unquote changed/nerf. I don't know how good it is. Hasn't she been nerfed to the ground? Because there is still good uses for a utility mage, a utility bombardment mage such as Yve.
Yeah, I agree. But now, let's talk about the good mages here. A good matchup against Valentina. As of yet, Farsa as well as Novara is pretty much banned off. And they need something that can actually kind of enable this composition. But as of yet, let's talk a little bit more of the potential coming from MPL ID. Because a majority of the team so far has been leaning on this healing strategy. And I know that sometimes Team SMG might take this gamble where they pick maybe even, you know, a Florin mid-mage, which quote-unquote don't really like it, but there is still a possibility because there are teams that still play Angela Mage.
I mean, it's all about coordination, right? It's about coordinating when you use that ult to get max value out of it. The true healing is such a powerful tool, and the extra item that you get from the bloom itself is relevant in the meta right now. Team SMG, they finish off their composition, making sure that they got the Martis on their side as well as the Yve, making sure people like the Irithel, who I was excited to see because of the Great Dragon Spear, putting her and shooting her, rocketing her up to the top tier of marksmans in the meta so far. But when you're inside the box, you're just like anybody else.
Yeah, I really like that idea as well. They're playing it safe, but based on SMG's draft, having this Martis and Paquito is really good in a sense where they are as accustomed to whatever Todak's jungler is going to be. If they go for maybe assassin jungler, they can match up with the Martis. If they go for the Fredrin right now for Todak, Martis is a good matchup. So I guess in terms of that, SMG is looking for that flex. But this is surprising. Todak bringing in the Alice. Well, I don't know if I like this, but I've seen it happen coming from RSG, SG, and they look really good on it.
Well, let's see how effective it's going to be, because Alice is a really greedy hero. A lot of the time you'll see that Alice's go into the jungle, take a couple of camps, rotate by mid-wave just to pick up the stacks, and then go back into the jungle, and this happens continuously over a period of 11 minutes.
Yep, it is going to be a very, very greedy one, but now let's take a quick look here at the items. The drafts has been set, the emblems are here. Quick prediction.
Pick prediction, so far, I'm leaning a little bit more towards Team SMG side. It's easier to pull off the composition, but Todak, if this reaches 12 minutes beyond, they're easily going to take this game.
Well, I am going to be leaning on a little bit more Todak, but without further ado, the draft has been set. Emblems are done. Everyone is here. This is going to be the first game of MPL MY Season 12. A rematch of the grand finals of Season 11 as a debut towards you guys. I know you guys are excited for this. So am I. So is Gideon. But guess what? We have to leave the best for later. Because for now, I want to talk a little bit more on how and what they can be doing in this draft.
I mean, yeah, they could be doing a lot of things, in a matter of fact. Personally, for me, I feel like if I was in their position, right? If you're in Todak's position, you're looking to buy as much time as possible. I don't think contesting for turtles is actually a smart idea. I think it's a possibility, but not to the point where you must do it, right? The conditions need to be right. And I think that the side laners in this particular case are going to play the biggest role possible, right? Roam is going to pendulum between top and bottom as much as they can, but when you're talking about EXP and as well as the marksman, whoever is winning that lane basically has control of that quadrant of the map.
Agreed, but at the same time, I think based on the roster as well, I thought I saw that you might be playing the Edith instead, so it might actually be a Roam Edith. I might be wrong.
No, it was on Momo. It was on Momo. He's most likely going to get the Grok. It wouldn't make sense to actually get the Edith because what wave are you trying to manipulate at this point of time? When you're playing Grok as a Roam, you can manipulate all the waves in a matter of fact, but if you're just limited to the EXP, it's a big waste.
It's weird for me considering how Mpl ID, they have been playing this Edith XP just because you want those early ultimates here. You want to build out a little bit more items, and Edith really hits very hard when it hits those level 8 timings. So now when you're talking from that perspective, it feels like based on this draft, Todak is looking to play a little bit more lane control oriented to kind of set up for the pre-turtle fights.
Well, the thing about Edith is that she's really annoying. She's just so annoying to deal with. I feel like she's sort of like a Uranus. She doesn't need to worry about mana for a good majority of the game, but also whenever she decides to like, oh yeah, I'm purposely taking a bad trade so I can set you up for my jungler who's coming in about 3 seconds, that's when you start to get frustrated because it's hard to kill her after level 4. Pre-level 4 is only so short in the EXP lane.
Agreed, but at the same time, I want to think from the perspective of SMG right here. They don't really have the tankiest composition.
Alright.
And forcing them to get a Radiant armor, would it be beneficial considering that Todak has 3 magical damage here? Edith, they have Alice as well as Valentina. Would you say is a kill, like, would it just diminish the amount of damage that's what I was going to be bringing to the table?
I don't think it will diminish the amount of damage. I think it's going to be a valued item. I think Radiant Armor in this particular situation is going to be good no matter what, because you're already dealing with an Alice. And towards that later stages of the game, you might even need to actually add a little bit more MR to top yourself up, because Alice can be quite a problem sometimes. And if nobody buys Dominance Ice, we're in a big problem here. I expect people to be buying anti-heal, whether it would be the Necklace of Durant or even if they get the Sea Halberd. Yes, Sea Halberd. Yes, correct.
Now, because the reason why I brought this up is because if we are so focused on triple mages here, wouldn't you say that this enables Chiku to kind of take advantage of the GDS on this Yurito? Because people won't be prioritizing on the dominance. That's 1, 2. Steel leg leggings has increased in terms of price as well compared to back in the days.
I agree. I agree that it has increased the price, but I still think that it is still quite worth having, especially if you're in a losing matchup, right? I feel like no matter what, if you are Edith in this position, you are waiting for the later stages 4 items before you are relevant. She is looking to focus down on crit more than anything else.
Yep, at the same time, the crowd is extremely pumped up as well. The management from the Todak backside is going to be supporting them. But here's a little bit of fun fact as well, because Todak is actually having a fan service somewhere later after this match, which is interesting considering that they are playing all the way here.
Don't call it fan service. It's a meet and greet. It's a meet and greet. Yes, it is service towards the fans, but I think it's time that we get back into the game.
Well, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the first game of Season 12 on its way. It is going to be Team SMG going up against Team Todak, the rematch of Season 11's Grand Finals. And now, to start things off here, we do see Smooth playing the Paquito to cut the lanes.
Yep. Immediately, Smooth needs to take full advantage of his hero here. More importantly, he did decide to take the Quantum Charge to keep himself topped up and make Rival's life difficult.
At the same time here, it seems like it is going to be a Edith XP lane. SMG, they're just harassing Rival here. They're just doing so much and focus onto his XP lane right now.
As much as they can, they want to make sure that Rival has the most difficult time playing this Alice, because Alice needs as many stacks as possible to start hitting and bracketing herself to get the extra benefits.
Yeah, this is weird for me. Like, I've never seen Todak open up with such passive approach. Usually they're super aggressive, super chaotic, and now SMG, they're just invading. And look at this, the confidence coming from Miko.
As much as he wants to, Miko just needs to make sure he knows where Rival is. They need to figure out his path. They need to make sure that they know every single step that he wants to take. Because if Rival is able to get to a point where he is taking out people one-on-one prior to the stacks, he's just going to speed up even further.
Yeah, but at the same time here, Miko, he is going to be babysitting Sasa a little bit here to provide him a little bit more of a farm here. Chiku, guys, not going to be able to do too much. He is going to be playing a little bit more passive here, but Yums, he's taking a little bit too much damage from Miko.
He shouldn't be taking that much damage, but it doesn't really matter in these early stages of the game. 15 more seconds until we do find it.
Oh no, Rival, he actually got caught off, and that is going to be SMG taking first blood. Retribution used, don't even need it. He got the kill, but at the same time, Turtle's going to be up. Is it still going to be a free-for-all still?
I think for now, it shouldn't be in Todak's favor at all. Sorry, it shouldn't be... Yeah, it really shouldn't be in Team Todak's favor at all, but Momo's making it difficult, right? Momo, he's about to hit his level 4, Martizi at the same time. Once they hit level 4, they might be able to turn this fight, but again, Rival, he's not even level 4, so I don't think it's even an option.
Yeah, this is going to be tough here, but they are going to force the fight. Saksa, he will secure the turtle. He is looking to invade, but Smooth, he's going to be left alone. He picked apart. Martizi kills him off, but he's got a bigger picture. It doesn't matter. I will sacrifice Smooth if I can get Rival again. 2 times in a row, Todak has lost a jungler.
Yep, but this means that Martizi needs to play a much bigger role. They know that Rival is going to be out of this game for the next 8 minutes or so the only other person to make that difference is Martizi and Yums.
Yeah, but this is concerning because I hate what I saw, that Saksa kind of just abandoned Smooth. But he is thinking of the bigger picture. Snowball, punish Rival, stop him from snowballing, and that seems to be working out here. But at the same time, this is taking away so much pressure to allow Chiku to kind of get his farm safely on the bottom side. Look at him, he's level 5, he's getting a little bit more items, but Rival, like you said as well, still building up those stacks in the middle lane.
As long as he's building up those stacks, as long as he is constantly farming, it is going to be a win for Todak. But it's going to take some time. Looking down by the gold side, it looks like Sasa playing his standard lane as ever, making sure that he just doesn't die. He just needs to farm, minimizes the trades against Irithel, and waits for the mistake. Yeah,
but at the same time here, let's compare the levels here. Sasa's level 7, and at one point just now, he was 3 levels ahead of Rival. This is kind of concerning here, considering the fact that this is actually happening. Momo, we get a little bit more trades, but Smooth is like, you know what? I don't really care. I've got shields for no tomorrow as well.
Smooth is winning out these trades, but you can just see how annoying Momo actually is. He's making sure that he's timing his abilities to cancel out the champion stats, empowered abilities from Smooth's Mosquito. Now they look for an opportunity for Martizi. And again, Team SMG are just making the right calls. You first target Rival. Who got the kill on the opposite side? Martizi, let's punish him.
Yep, and now Yules is going to try to take a little bit more aggression, gets a little bit more information, but with 10 seconds left of Turtle, it seems like Turtle is going to be favoring onto its SMG, but what is this new thing on the right here? We've got a high winning prediction on the right now, and it seems like it is favoring SMG only 56%.
Yep, I think, you know, Team SMG, they've built very minor leads, but it's not, they're not really stretching it just yet, right? This 1.3k can only develop so much, and the question is whether or not they get this next turtle, or if they die. He's dead.
Oh my goodness, this is huge. Todak, they actually got it, and this is huge for him, considering that he needs a little bit more farm to scale into this, but at the same time, Saksa is already making one turtle. They want to try and contest this, but can they? No, they cannot. That will be Turtle in the hands of SMG again.
It's going to be Chiku, guys, making the sacrifice, having to go down, getting that kill, finding the profit for himself, allowing Rival to actually just sit down by gold lane and defend it just to build up his stacks even further.
Yep, his first item priority, which is pretty much shown in the Iritel's pro emblem back in-game itself. First item, Heartclaw, he's still sticking to that build. Not going for the traditional GDS yet, but so far, looks like Todak is just buying time for both Rival and Chico, but at the same time, bottom lane, making an attempt with Sasa, not gonna get the kill.
They have to back off here. The information gathered so far, they know where Grok and Alice are. The only question is where exactly is Edith, and that's why Sasa is just waiting until somebody shows the visuals, and then he can start playing a little bit more dangerously.
Yeah, in this case, top side here, SMG looking to try and break a top side. Chiku shows himself, but SMG, they want to make an attempt here. But it seems like it's a little bit too risky. The rest of Todak are here to defend, so it is going to be disengaged once again.
Right now, the level lead for Saksa is relevant. Two levels ahead of Rival's side, making sure that he feels that pressure. He has the timers on him, and he's cleared the opposite side of these lanes just to make sure that he matches up with Rival on the opposite side of the map.
Yeah, but seeing how this is going here, it seems like Todak, they're trying to funnel all those farms to Chiku, guys, whereas Martizi, he's taking a little bit too much damage, but so far, nothing much is happening. Yums as well, looking for the disengagement. He counter flickers, dodges the way of the dragon. saves his life, but they will lose a tier 1 up top.
That's a bit unfortunate. Well, I wouldn't even say it's a misplay, but the execution wasn't very clean coming in from Miko, but the same could be said about Yums. He's feeling a little antsy right now. He doesn't have his nerves of steel just yet, and that's to be expected. It is very early on and the start of the season.
Yeah, but at the same time, Todak, they're playing very, very passively as of now, but this plays that Todak are making is actually benefiting them. Look at this, Rival is actually caught up in terms of level. He's level 9 now compared, and Sasa is level 10. And that level disparity is still a big disadvantage, but it's still better than 3 levels of disadvantage.
That's also true. Just notice that the gold lead hasn't really developed too much in these past 3 minutes or so, right? 1.4, only being able to get up to 1.7. Not much of a lead so far. And I think Martisi greening out a little bit, trying to take away the ult from Saksa's side. Interesting movements all across the map. Nobody really wants this turtle. Team SMG actually wants to fight Todak.
Yeah, it's funny. They seem to be just buying time for both Rival and Chiku guys to come up online. It seems like it's kind of working out. SMG, they're not putting the pressure. They're looking for a couple of flags, but it looks like they will start to begin here. Momo gets a pullback, but Nico can easily should pull their way through. Rival secures the turtle. Saksa out of position in that vicinity, and they will lose turtle advantage. And they are looking to force a little bit more, but I guess they're not committing at all.
Yep, great turtle setup coming in for the Todak side. They understood the situation. They started to make sure that they start building up the waves on that top side, forcing Sasa, or at least Smooth, to make a move. And I think that was the general idea. But the fact that they got Iritha, oh god.
Oh my goodness, Sasa, he's looking for a solo kill, but a sprint coming from him. And Chiku, guys, he will survive. Last auto attack keeps him alive with the life steals with the hardcore. But at the same time, good attempt, but once again, no kills coming from SMG.
Yep, very slow game here. Expected from the side of Team SMG. Todak, on the other hand, you know that they want to play for the later stages of the game, but let's see, right? Oh!
Here comes the engagement, they pick off Smooth, here comes the Terrify, and the stolen decimation from Martisi will be just enough to get the kill.
Yeah, stolen decimation actually coming into good use here. Wow, the amount of damage he's taking just from Sasa alone is a little concerning, right? It means that Sasa is catching up really, really fast. By now, I think he's already got his Demon Hunter sword. I'm guessing that he's about 3/4 of the way to the Golden Staff, if not already has it by now.
Now, Dominance Ice purchase up on Rival and the Radiant Armor on Momo. So in terms of sustain, they will have a little bit more to fight SMG. And slowly but surely, somehow, Todak, they're getting the farm that they need. And it's kind of weird considering that SMG, they were snowballing so hard. And because of this, they are back to 50-50s.
Yep, evening out the score so far. Gold lead doesn't really matter at this point. Question is how Team SMG is looking to set this up.
And now Miko looking for the flicker kick, but no, he misses the timing. Momo walks out scot-free, wastes a flicker, but the disengage once again. They are going to force with the real-world manipulation. That's going to be utilities expended for absolutely no value here. But Todak, they will respect this. They will reset.
Yep, these catches are not going well. Miko right now not exactly finding the profit that his team actually needs to actually accelerate the game. And Todak, on the other hand, just making sure that they are just dancing around Team SMG, pulling them top side, pulling them bot side, and they continue to do this back and forth game for as long as it takes.
I hate this, but at the same time, it is a necessary cause, right? Like Chiku, guys, he's level 11, he's got 1 kill, he's having the time of his life, he's getting his necessary items, but I want to see how hard he hits later on. But as of now, SMG, they are going to force a lot right now with half HP coming in. Todak looking for the flank. Momo, he's going to get caught out, but no, the cancel comes in. Not going to connect away with the dragon, but Saksa, he will secure their lord away. And Todak, they're looking to punish his Yums with a wall charge coming in front to try and interject, but Saksa is just so tanky. He gets the kill, and Todak says, we're getting out of this fight. But no way, Saksa, he wants to continue with the blazing duet. They need another decimation, but Saksa, he doesn't have to charge anymore. And Chiku, guys, shows up, does a lot of damage, and now SMG, they're a little bit too afraid to continue, and that is going to be the full disengage.
And that's why people like the Edith. You know, when you catch somebody, it feels like forever before you can do anything when you are just locked down for that long. And I don't know, I feel like Edith, not exactly the greatest setup in the world, but if you're winning, she definitely helps you win harder.
Exactly, but this time SMG, they will have the Lord pushing up the top side, and they are looking so hard to break through this tier 1 down middle, and Todak says, we cannot afford to lose this.
No, I mean, it is the very first Lord, so I don't think there's much to worry about. They've got you guys to help clear up these waves relatively quick. Martizi as well. Yume's to manipulate the waves, and more importantly, this is great for Rival, because he can just farm these Lord-empowered minions.
Yeah, it's crazy coming in as well, but once again, Tier 1 finally getting chipped away. It will finally get taken down, and Todak still holding this 5v5 stand. Saksa hitting his level 15 first. That means he will have a little bit of advantage. He is getting zoned out on the top side here, but Todak, once again, not looking to follow up at all.
Nope, they don't need to. There really is no need to fight at this stage of the game, and especially from Todak's side, they just want to defend, right? Sacrifice what you need to sacrifice. We still have an inhibitor turret. It's not going to be the worst.
This is weird here. What are your thoughts on this? The items here. 4,000 lead coming from SMG. When does Todak want to fight?
Well, Todak is only going to fight once we see this Alice actually be relevant in the game, and I think that's only after that 4th item. They've got the defensive picks, they got the Dominance Ice, they also got the Winter Truncheon just for some playmaking capabilities, and I think despite everything that has happened in the early game, the fact that only Saksa is 946 gold ahead of Rival ain't too bad if we compare someone like Sasa, who is 3,000 gold ahead of his opponent.
Huh, I was expecting to see the Great Dragon Spear being purchased from Chiku, but he's nowhere near. I think they're waiting up on that skill before they actually take the next engagement here from Todak. But as soon as I say this, Concealed Blade comes in, they find Smooth isolated, 5-man, completely swamped on him, and now the rest of SMG, they're looking to try and re-engage Miku with the Conceal. He gets a 2-man king, and he fights Chiku! He's gonna be the one to fall, and now Sasa's got free reign to do whatever he wants. He gets a double kill, he goes to blazing to win. He's looking to kill off Martizi, but no! Martizi kills him with a decimation, while Stormy kills off Rival, and that's gonna be a 3-4-2 exchange coming in from SMG.
That's got to be so frustrating for Sasa. One auto away to killing Martizi, the animation of the decimation following his battle image all the way through. He just didn't do it in time. A little unlucky for what might have been an almost perfect play coming in from Sasa.
Oh boy, but once again, SMG, they will have lot control, and Todak does not have the jungler means. This is going to be a free Lord in the hands of SMG, and they will continue their lead unless Williams has something to say about this. No, not taking the risk. They are going to back off for now.
Third attempt coming in for the side of Miko, just to make sure that, you know, you can see that his nerves are going away. This is his first debut here at MPL MY, and the first two weren't the greatest, but the third one, he wanted to make sure that he hits it, and he hits it good.
Now, Saksa, he just got his blade armor purchase. The recent changes on the blade armor can affect the Irito a little bit more, so I'm a little bit concerned about this, considering that Chiku, guys, does hit a lot, but the damage reduction is not going to be calculated on towards Saksa, but it is going to be on towards Chiku, guys. But with the Lord knocking in on top side, Todak, he will successfully be pulled off for now, but SMG once again slowly choking Todak in towards their bases.
Yep, this is the traditional SMG style that we were expecting, right? I was expecting a faster game, of course, but that's just due to the fact that Todak is just so good at the macro game right now.
Well, at the same time, can they hold on? Because right now, Rival is getting focused down. The 2-man stun comes in. They get completely demolished. Sasa gets the kill. And now Todak, they lose 2. They take Smooth with them. But there is still a 4v3. Todak still holds on. But was that worth it?
I mean, for an inhibitor, a 2-for-1, I think it's definitely worth it for the side of Team SMG. They're actually at a point of time where, you know, the next upcoming Lord could potentially end Todak. But look at the gold lead, right? It's 4.5 thousand, 46k to 41k. Hold on,
oh my
Miko.
goodness, Miko, he got the kick on Chiku, guys, but there's no follow-up. He's gonna get run over, but Chiku is thinking about it, but Chiku is a little bit afraid to fight this, and Sasa goes for the defensive blazing duet, but Momo! He finishes off Stormy at his own expense, but Saksa once again, he will pick off Chiku, guys, and that's gonna be a double for him.
Decimation chaining coming in from Saksa. He's looking mighty fine. He hasn't missed an ability. He hasn't missed a retribution as well. He's looking mighty fine shape in comparison to his counterpart in Miko, who is still trying to find his footing and getting really, really comfortable with the overall controls and the environment of MPL MOY. But then again, Todak is in a position where they could continuously look to flip the table in the next 44 seconds. When this Lord spawns, you've got to be very, very careful not to get too close together.
Oh my goodness, Saksa is just an absolute beast right now. The confidence from him is just overwhelming because he's finding all these important kills onto a Todak, and it makes Todak look like they're a tier 3 team, which is kind of scary if you think about it.
No, I mean, it's the lineup that Todak decided to go with. I'm not talking about the players, I'm talking about their overall draft. This set of heroes, it's not easy to put together. I would imagine that the Irithel could have been changed for like an early game marksman, like a Brody or something like that. But then the big question comes, is that enough damage when you're up against a very snowball-heavy, dive-heavy team like Team SMG?
Agreed, but now, I guess this is going to be the phase here, the third all coming in. It is going to be a game of immortalities. In this case, Momo, he just got his, and the Lord already dropping down quite low. And SMG, once again, gets the Lord for absolutely free this time on this third one.
Yep, Todak can't find any position whatsoever. Good setup for the side of Team SMG, making sure that they have, instead of Smooth holding that top river brush, it's going to be Miko instead, because it's a lot easier for him to get out of these tight spots in comparison to Smooth, who only has the sprint and no flicker.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one, but it all comes down to who makes that mistake. In this case, I guess Todak is waiting for Miko to make that one mistake, and despite the multiple failed attempts coming from him, he's never died a single time here coming from Miko from the SMG.
I mean, he's whiffed a couple of flicker kicks, but you know, who doesn't whiff once in a while? You can't expect your kick percentage to be always 100%, especially when you're adding the extra variable of that flicker. But now let's see how Team SMG is looking to close this game out.
Yep, the Lord coming in, all the inhibitors fall from Todak, and now it is going to be locking his way through. Yum starts off the wall charge, they follow up and catch the back line. Stormy, he gets out of the flicker, and now the Roman Ninja keeps them all in place. And SMG, they will try to counterplay here. Miko stalls Chiku, guys, with the Wave of Dragon. The Wisdom of Nature coming in from him will save his life, but they've lost all their members. Rival last to stand, and SMG, they're focusing in the crystal, and they will take game 1 against Todak in the first match of Season 12.
A very, very happy debut for both Miko and as well as Saksa. Could have been a little bit cleaner, but coming in at least for Saksa, he's happy with his overall performance. Miko, all right, gotta warm up the fingers a little bit. We got another